Like Beth said today, Pathfinder Strong and Adventure Strong apps. Well, I just wanted to let you know that there is an app for both iPhone and Android. And what we were thinking, it comes back to this quote in Ellen White about training the youth in the second coming. With such an army of workers as our youth, rightly trained, might furnish how soon the message of the crucified, risen, and soon coming Savior might be carried to the whole world. How soon might the end come? The end of suffering, sorrow, and sin. How soon, in the place of a possession here, with its blight of sin and pain, our children might receive their inheritance, where the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell within forever, where the inhabitants shall not say, I am sick, and the voice of weeping shall not be heard no more. And this is in Counsels to Teachers and Parents and Students on page 555. When I was thinking about this, is that whole thing of what we're doing here. When we work with our adventurers and when we work with our pathfinders, what we're working to do is take these children and train them right. Giving them the skills. It's amazing to see what our youth are doing. Every year since we've been back here, we've put on a Pathfinder Valentine play. And every year, there's one kid or two kids that just shine. And you're sitting there like, where did they get those skills? And it's us investing that time in them to get them from just being a little kid to someone that can share the message around the whole world. So when we were setting out to build these apps, we were trying to figure out, well, what is the problem we're trying to solve? COVID just started happening, so there was that COVID concern, and then virtual meetings. If you didn't have one, your Pathfinder club just shut down. And it seemed like the way we were doing things before this, it was pass out papers, the honors, you could do them in person, and we really had to rethink what we were doing. And if you look, there's a lot of resources online for finding honors. It's in the websites. Advent Source is a good resource. Pathfinder Online is a good resource. Adventures, there's not so many resources out there that have them, but there are the similar one or two websites that have this information. And so we were thinking, well, how do we get something that could be easier to work with? The other thing too is that after you pass out all those papers, you had to get them back from kids. And if we were in a virtual situation, it's really hard to, hey, give me those answers and keep track of all of this. And then even another kind of a side note is that it was really hard if you were using a website to get the resources to build an interactive game with the current resources that we had. And so we were thinking, well, how do we contribute to help, back to that statement, train the kids so that we can see the soon coming of the Lord? Well, we built an app, and one of the things that's great about this app, you don't have to pass out papers anymore. If the kid has it downloaded on their device, they can use it. It's kind of like accessing honors at your fingertips. And then the other thing that we were thinking of, how do we overcome, well, just having the information in the app. We wanted to be able to take that information and send it to the director and also give kids the ability to do some of these apps at a self-paced time. And then again, there is this digital planning benefit that we have, and I'll even go into kind of my thought process of how do I use the app to create a digital game, and we can even share in one of them. So we have here, I'll show you how to download it and use the app. So let me move over to here. I am going to stop sharing for a second, and then I'm going to share my phone. When it comes up, I'll make sure you all can see it. It doesn't want to play well. It's going back to that whole thing of what Miss Beth said about technology, and sometimes it doesn't want to work the way that you want it to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart my phone, and while it's restarting, we can come back to the demo. But one of the things that I wanted to show you is we do have the ability to plan for an interactive game. Because one of the things that here is on the Pathfinder Strong app, it's got the requirements for the dog award. And if you look in here, we have the ability to see all the requirements, and you can actually just scroll up.
Sean, nothing is showing up. It's just a black screen.
Is it just a blank screen? So let me try to reshare. I'm sorry about that. How about this one? Can you see my phone now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Beth. So this is an iPhone. If you're an Android user, you would have to go into the Google Play Store, but you look for the search box. The search box is the thing that will be very helpful. And you just type in Pathfinder Strong, and it will create this, the honor finder is what we called it. You can click on it, you can even download it, let it do its little thing there. Here's a couple of descriptions or just screenshots that we have of the app. And it gives you kind of an idea of what you have available. So it's going ahead and downloading it to my device. And if you ever wanted to share it with somebody, you can actually click this little box. You can text it to someone or copy the link. And we do have on the website that link available. So if you go over here, here is the home screen. And the way that it's set up is that you have all of your arts and craft honors together. You have all your science honor, health and science honors. You have the household arts, the nature, the outdoor industry, the spiritual growth, outreach, heritage honors, the recreation honors, the vocational honors, the regional honors, and then you even have the ADRA honors down below. So you can you can scroll up and down to look at the types of honors, and then you scroll right and left to look at each of the different honors that are available to you. And the way that this is set up, we have 15 honors in the outdoor industry honor. And when you get on an honor that you want to do, like let's say the sheep husbandry honor, now you have the app at your fingertips. And there's some little bit of description. If you wanted to, you could click on the little heart, and that would allow you to add it to your honor list. And this is where you have all the requirements. If we wanted to, we could say something, and I usually am in the testing mode, so I'll just put in test, and I'll put test at the top here. I don't have to fill them all out, but when the Pathfinder or Adventurer or whoever is using the app is finished, there's a whole bunch of requirements here. They can save the requirements to their phone. And they can also, sorry for causing people the speed there. You can also just send it as an email. And as you can see on my first requirement, whatever I typed in that box, I've got it. And I've also got it for the number 4 and number 1. And this is where, when I have it all filled out, I just go ahead and send it to, I'm just going to send it to myself. You hit the little button, and now we've got it sent off. You can put your director's email address in there. And when you're done, you just got your honor completed. As I mentioned, there is a favorites list. So every time you hit a heart on these honors, you're storing them right here. And one other advantage of using the app is that you do have the ability to search, and we can search for the dog honor in the Pathfinder app. So we were just trying to get something so that when you're working virtual with your honors, you have a way of recording the information. And also you can allow the kids to work at their own pace. Let me go ahead and we will stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to have to stop sharing for a second here so I can see if I can. There it is. I'll bring back my presentation. Miss Beth, do you see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
So planning for an interactive honor, one of the things that I do is I look for any of my requirements that are more of a listing requirement, or does this kid know? Because the games or the interactive games are very good at seeing if the child is understanding with what it is that you're trying to share with them. So if you look on this slide deck, we have number 2. It's talking about a dog's, what does this mean? A dog is a man's best friend. Another one is discuss how you can care for your dog. How can you, how do dogs help people? And there's also, what kind of sounds do dogs make? So if you were to look at building an interactive game, you have 5 of the 7 requirements that you could build some sort of, I guess, question to see if the kids understand what's going on. So one of the things that I would have them do is I would, for requirement 2, I would ask what kind of animal is a man's best friend. For discussing the care of it, I would have something that you would discuss that with the child, but then in your interactive game, you would want to have something that says, okay, do you need to water and feed your dogs every day? How do dogs help people? You can put up a lot of pictures in your interactive games, and you can have the kid pick to show which one of these is a dog helping a person, or which one is it a picture of where it's not helping a person. And again, with the 4th one, it's asking what sounds do dogs do when they communicate, and what do each of the sounds mean? Well, that last part I probably would get away from, but I would try to test to see if the child knows what the dog sounds are like. And if we can wrap it all together, doing the dog-themed game, there's places like Kahoot, Quizlet, and there's a whole resource of stuff that we've provided in the links that we had that Beth went over. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're gonna use this game. We actually have one of these Kahoot games made. So if everybody could get out their device, just get on your internet browser, and please go to www.kahoot.it. And 1 second, we will get this here. Okay. So we have this game. When you get to Kahoot.it, well, the first thing it will ask you is put in. The second thing is please put in some sort of. And we're getting a whole bunch of people putting in their name. And we will start this game in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're starting. What is an animal, or which animal is called man's best friend? Everyone got that one. And we're our leaderboard. We've got TR at the top. True or false? Do you need to water and feed your dog every day? One thing that you should know is the number of people that are in here, so that when the time is done, you can just skip over it. And our leaderboard, we've got Alexander moving up the leaderboard. Here's a quiz question. What sound does the dog make? Woof, meow, And Alexander is going to the #1 spot. Which of these are a baby dog? Very good, everyone. Let's see how the leaderboard's changed. Oh, wow. Xenia and Georgita is moving up. #5, which is not a dog helping. And now it does one of the really important parts, it shows the leaderboard. And as you can see, we now have our winner. Good job. And we also have runner-ups, Georgita and I didn't check that other one. But this is just an example of doing an interactive game, and it is Kahoot, if you've used that. It's something that we use often in our club. So one of the things I do want to mention, let me go back to the slide deck. Sorry about this. Kahoot.it, some of the things that I was showing you in there, with the pictures and being able to pick them in the game itself, that is part of the premium package. So if you're making a game, there is a free version, and that's where it only allows you to put in names. With that said, we can now move to the Q&A.
Okay. We had 2 questions come through. Also, clarification. So Kahoot.it is where you go to play Kahoot. If you are looking to build a Kahoot, it's Kahoot.com. So just so you have those clarifications there. The first question, this is in regards to the app. How is the app kept up to date with the new awards that are coming out, whether it's from NAD or other sources?
So one of the things that I found when building the app, there are probably like 5 a year that we have from the NAD. That regional area, there's 1 or 2 that aren't in the app, so we're getting close to being pretty much up to date. So as far as that's concerned, I think we need to switch the problem from having as you can see, our numbers are pretty good for the Pathfinder side, and on the adventure side, it's like a third or less than that, because I think it was over 600. Let me look at what I have in the app right now. We have 645 honors total, and this is worldwide. We've got stuff from South America in there. We've got stuff from Australia. We've got stuff, not just North America. So that's the number that we have currently, and it is super hard for me to go and find them all. I just realized that the Kilt app from the British Union conference isn't in here, but it will be in the next release. And then as far as the Adventure Strong awards that we have 163. So one of the things that I would like to see something happen where we can create more honors. That is something that is a need. So, yes, Miss Beth. What's
Okay.
the second question?
Then actually we have two more now.
Okay.
The next question is this app available in Spanish?
Thank you very much for asking that question. When we talked about this at the Texas conference, my wife did a presentation over there because we really enjoy Pathfinders. It's one of the things that we do together. And there was mention of that. So since that time, I've been working on trying to release a Spanish version inside the app, or at least the ability to translate. So we are working to get that created for everyone. One of the things that I would ask you, if that's something that you really want to know when it's released, please like us on Facebook, or even contact us online. We've got an email on the web page. It's weebly.pathfinderstrong.com, I think. And I think all that stuff should be in the resources that we've got in that tiny URL.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
Yes. And the last question that we have, actually we have two more. Can you upload videos and pictures to the honors as it requires in the app?
We do not have that on there at this time.
Okay. And the last question is in regard to Kahoot. Do you have to make your own Kahoot game, or can you use some already made?
You can search Kahoot for anybody else's what they've made. I know that we've got a few on the account that I was using, but if it's not there, then you will have to build it. So that's the unfortunate part of it all. But I know that the more we introduce these interactive games, the more people will be like, oh, well, let's now build spaceship honor for Pathfinder. Or I'm just coming up with some. I think the kilt honor, that would be a cool Kahoot game. So.
Okay, that is all the questions that we're ready.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to share with you the progress that we've made on the app. It's what I do for a living is IT, and so being able to build a mobile app was kind of one of those goals that I set forth this year. And I guess if COVID didn't happen, we wouldn't have a resource for everyone to share it. So thank you very much.